Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at Cap Recovery Center. This is our coffee and conversation meeting for the day. And our article I have here is understanding the acceptance stage of recovery. And we'll hop right into it. It says acceptance is an essential component of recovery, so much so that there's a specific statement dedicated to acceptance in the 12-step recovery. The statement begins, acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I'm disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, or thing or situation, some fact of life unacceptable to me, and I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it's supposed to be at this moment. Of course, the acceptance stage of recovery also takes a lot of hard work and dedication. It sure does. So, usually acceptance comes along with surrender and accepting things that don't add up to my morals and values and beliefs, right? And can be tough. Sometimes we think certain things that we believe in, and certain people, places, and things don't add up to that. We can become it can be become unacceptable, right? But we all have our own mindset and our own opinions about certain things, right? But I have to apply the principle of acceptance to all areas of my life, which can be hard. It's tough to do. It takes practice, but like I know when I accept things for what it is, we have a better outcome, right? We stop fighting and accepting what is and to let go, and it takes practice. It just doesn't happen overnight. And, I try to accept where people are in their lives today. And like my relationships grow stronger, when I apply acceptance. Says the first step of acceptance. There are three as when it comes to starting the recovery journey: acceptance, acknowledgement, and action. There's a reason that acceptance comes first in the sequence. Acceptance is all about a willingness to finally surrender that there's a problem. Now there's actually a paradox in acceptance and recovery that stops many people from taking this crucial step. The paradox is that we must give up and gain strength. We must admit and accept that alcohol or drugs have taken over our lives, and know the only way to get away from this reality is to humble ourselves and enter the acceptance stage of recovery. Acceptance must be a part of anyone's recovery journey. This is whether the individual chooses to take a 12-step routine or not. However, the first of the 12 steps doesn't make the importance of acceptance quite clear. The first step of 12-step recovery reads, we admit we are powerless over alcohol and our other substances, that our lives have become unmanageable. It is this willingness to accept powerlessness that is the foundation of acceptance stage of recovery. This acceptance stage is also crucial because it's the gateway to other essential steps we must take. Yeah, so like it talks about like the first step, like accepting and surrendering. Um, and that's what I was willing to fight, that I was accepting. Like I knew I was an addict and I had a problem with drugs and alcohol, but I wasn't willing to accept it. Knowing and accepting is two different things. And when I came to terms, like, I accept that I can't use any types of drugs or alcohol in any type of shape or form. My life has gotten a lot better. Because I always try to take my will. Like I can do this, I can do that. I won't do this, but I will do that. And I'll just try a little bit of this and try a little bit of that, right? And like I usually ends up in the same place, and sometimes even worse. So I had to accept the fact that I can't use any type of substance, and like when I came to terms with that, like my life has gotten a lot better, and like just practicing that one principle, accepting, like it brought freedom. It brought a lot of gifts, gifts of recovery that is endless. But like when I stop fighting and practice more accepting, like, like I said earlier, my life has gotten a lot better. My relationships have got a lot better. They got stronger. Um, I have freedom from active addiction today. Um, the list goes on. I could be here all day talking about what acceptance has done for me. It's one of the key components to recovery. And like when I know when I practice acceptance, like my day goes a lot smoother. Let's see here. Where's the first acceptance? Give me 1 second. So we'll go on to the next one. From acceptance states acknowledging to need help. After we accept that there is a problem, we must then acknowledge the need for help. Recovery should always be a we program, never a me program. The primary 12-step text, often referred to as the Big Book, makes this very clear. The Big Book states, practical experience shows that nothing will so much ensure immunity from drinking or using as intense work with other people in recovery. It works when others' activities fail. You can help when no one else can. This can only happen when acknowledging that we need help. Acceptance and acknowledgement of the need for help are also essential steps to take toward getting the right treatment that we need. The good news is that many effective recovery and treatment centers are ready and willing to help as soon as individuals is ready and willing to reach out. Of course, the work does not stop there. Then comes the time to take action and recover. So it looks like that, like when I came to terms of like accepting that I can't use any types of drugs and alcohol, now is like the action part comes in, like seeking outside help, like treatment and like and listen, I went to treatment many times, right? But like this last time, like I really was willing to take action and do some work when I got out, you know, which it was scary. I didn't know what my life was going to be without drugs and alcohol. That was my life for many, many years, and like that was my routine, and that was day in and day out, 24/7. I was using drugs and alcohol, and I was like, what am I going to do in recovery? So I had to accept that, like, and like have faith that, like, as long as I don't use, like, things will show up. Life will show up and I will get better. Like I kept that faith of just please don't use today. Pray, like, help me lose the desire to use and find a new way to live. And like prayer was big. Prayer was really big in life. And like it helped me see the good in life and see the good in me. So like at first, like I said earlier, I accept the fact that I can't use. Right now, I got to take some action and to continue not to want to go back where I came from. And it says, after the acceptance stage must come action. There should be no doubt that recovery takes a lot of effort. After all, recovery is often quite literally a life or death prospect. The good news is that once a foundation of acceptance and acknowledgement has been laid down, the action steps become much more accessible and accomplishable. These steps include working with a therapist or psychiatrist, entering group therapy, connecting with a recovery community, and taking care of ourselves. Taking action also means eventually helping other people who are new to recovery. The world of recovery is critical and also involves another paradox that goes, you must give it away to keep it. Once somebody else has gone through the stage of acceptance, we must be ready to give back and help them with other stages. And we talk about that in recovery a lot. Like, we first have to get better, right? But then, like, we have to give it back. So, like, the people that helped me in the beginning and still helps me today, like, I give back to them and to others, and that's what recovery is about. It's like, people that help me, I help them. And then when people come in behind us, we also, show them the way that we were helped. We're not asking for anything. We're not giving you anything. It's like, what can we do about your problem and how can we help you? And like, listen, like that's where um, I get my help today is people in recovery, like my sponsorship. It talks about therapists, counselors, and stuff like that. Like sometimes we need outside help. Um, sometimes like medications are involved. So like we have to find what works for us. Like we walk in all and many, many pathways of recovery. But I have to find my own journey. I have to find my own path. And like I try to, give it back to others. And that's what that talks about the action stage. So the action of, keeping on the journey of my recovery, but also participate in other people's lives also. It says, let's see here. Acceptance is the answer with recovery. There's more to the acceptance statement that what goes quoted earlier to this blog. It concludes nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's or higher power of one's understanding world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcohol or substance use disorder, I could not stay sober unless I accept life completely on life's terms. I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. We believe that acceptance can be the initial answer to one's issues of addiction. We believe this because we have seen countless people surrender and recover and live lives beyond their wildest dreams. Recovery is a journey, never a destination. To be successful, that journey must begin with a state of acceptance. After that, the rest will soon fall into place. So it says acceptance is the answer with recovery. And I like how it talks about recovery is a journey, never a destination. So like I would never arrive in recovery, right? Whereas it's just a journey, and what do I do along this journey, right? So there's things I was taught, and I built my foundation in the beginning, right? And like I got a home group, I got a sponsor. I went to church. I still go to church today. Like I built a strong network of people that are in recovery and working on themselves. Like I've done a lot. I had to build a strong foundation in the beginning, and and continue to work on my relationships, right? Because it's not always about me and what I want. I've done that for so many years. It was always about me, what I wanted, and like I didn't care about others, right? So I have to work on myself first and foremost, but now I can give back. That's what my purpose is today is giving back. And that's what we find in recovery. We want to find our purpose. We want to find our happiness. We want to find contentment. And it takes time. It takes time. And like as long as I don't pick up, I will find um, recovery. I will find a new way to live. But it takes work. We talked about a little bit of the action stage earlier, like, and I have to put work on myself on a daily basis. I can't think I arrived and not put any work in no more. Like it doesn't matter how many years I can get or we can get. I have to continue to stay on this journey of recovery. And it can be tough at times because life shows up. You know, we can have a great day. We're doing good. Life's good. And just life throws a curveball at us. And like, what do I have to stand on? what foundation do I have today, and what people, places, and things do I surround myself with today in recovery? Because life is going to show up sooner or later. So I have people that I can reach out to on a daily basis. Doesn't matter what time it is, they are willing to help me, and that goes for them too. I'm willing to help them, because we need each other. We need each other, not just in recovery, in life in general. We need people. We need support. We need a different perspective on ourselves and for others. We have to change our mindset, so we can change it, so we can grow. But like I said, it starts with one step, man. We have to put the drugs and alcohol down and accept that, like, this is not the way. This is not the way anymore. And like every time I put any type of substance in my body, it always doesn't end well. We're talking about recovery, jails, institutions, and death, and like it doesn't change for me. Like I had to accept and surrender. Like, what do I have to do to like change myself? Duh, I have to put the drugs and alcohol down first. But like, I wasn't willing to do that. I was not willing to do that for many, many years. So like, I had to come to terms with it. Like, it was just destroying my life. It was destroying my life, and it was destroying our relationships. And I was just causing pain and suffering to everybody around me. So I had to do something different. It was like two options for me. It was like getting clean or just, dying. It wasn't no middle ground for me. So like, God seen fit that, to change me, and to help others. That's where like my purpose came into place, because I didn't think I had a purpose. I didn't think I had anything left to live for. I thought it was a lost cause, and like I was filled with guilt, shame, remorse. I was anger, frustration, resentments. Like there's a lot of things that we deal with, not just drug and alcohol. That's just a symptom, but we have a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage that we hold on to, that we have to get rid of, which I wasn't willing to work on. That stuff will eat me up, even in recovery. If I don't work on these things, like it will eat me up. It will like spiritually bankrupt me if I don't work on this guilt, shame, resentment, anger, frustration, self-pity. There's a long list of, character defects that, were instilled in me, so I had to break one down, one at a time. It doesn't say that like you get perfect, right? But I do get better. So but I have to apply principles to like get better, Like I can't just come in recovery and not do anything. It just doesn't work like that. But like I see the bigger picture today, right? I've tasted a sense of freedom, right? And like I want more of it, because like I don't want to go back to what I was doing before. I don't want to go back there. So there's certain things I have to do today and keep on doing for the rest of my life. That's another thing I had to accept and surrender to. Like I accept that I had to stay in recovery the rest of my life. Like I didn't accept it at first, right? I was like, man, I'm just trying. That's why we say just for today, one day at a time, because I just stayed in the moment. I always projected the future, and a lot of times stuck in the past. So I was never present. I never stayed in the present moment. And that was hard for me. That was really hard for me. And I gotten better with that through the step process and working on myself. It just takes time. Everybody's journey is different. Every person's journey's shorter, longer, whatever. But your journey's your journey, and like you have to make the best of it. But yeah, that was the end of our article today, and it was understanding the acceptance stage of recovery. I want to thank you, Caroline, for showing up. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.